Man, what's the deal? Fat Joe just jumped out the window? Man, come on.
Fat Joe tripping, huh? You got the clip? We can pull it up.
We got another one. Where my phone?
I got it.
Let me play the clip in case y'all didn't hear it, what he said.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean...
The FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your leader? Yo, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro.
Okay, so basically, Fat Joe goes on Math Hoffa's podcast and completely disrespects foundational black Americans, which is a group pretty much started by Tariq Nasheed. I think he has the LLC and everything. So if you've been living under a rock lately on social media, there's been this clash between basically foundational black Americans and Americans from overseas who migrated over here, the immigrants. And, the immigrants have been saying that they were around during the conception of hip hop. They actually assisted in the conception of hip hop. A lot of them even taking credit saying they created hip hop, which we all know that foundational black Americans created hip hop. Now, I don't necessarily like the term foundational black American because I feel it causes divide. Me, I look at it differently. I look at it as we all black, y'all are distant cousins, you feel me? And we really need to be linking up so we can have, a strong forefront here and over there. But as always, the powers that be cause division. So this is where we at right now. And we've been making a stand, basically calling out everybody in the culture, me, myself specifically, saying, hey, right now we standing on code and we stepping on anything that's not aligned with us. So Fat Joe finds himself in the crosshairs right now. I believe he has an album out on top of that. So this may be promo run. And I believe Math Hoffa is of some type of Caribbean descent. So he himself is I believe not a foundational black American because a lot of people was wondering like why he didn't check Fat Joe. Now Fat Joe has been under scrutiny for a long time because he likes to say the N-word. And a lot of people got a problem with that because he's Puerto Rican, but I believe he's also white as well. I think he's like a half and half.
So in that situation, it's like you can be Puerto Rican, but your phenotype, like what you present into the world, like if you just seen Fat Joe walking down the street, you hadn't heard him spoke, nothing, you would think he was a white man or of European descent, whether that's Spanish or just a regular European person. That's what he presents as. So that's the look of him.
And
just to give that.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep it real. Fat Joe really only got the pass because of Big Pun. If it wasn't for Big Pun, it would be no Fat Joe. The culture wouldn't have accepted him. We accepted him because of Big Pun. So let's get that out the way. But this is where we really have to draw a line and we really got to wow for respect because when you go back to the essence, hip hop was created in the Bronx, New York. The Bronx, New York is in America. So no matter how you want to look at it, however you want to slice the pie, hip hop started in America. I don't give a damn who was around, who might have witnessed it, who was dancing while they was bebopping. The point is black Americans in the ghetto, in urban society started hip hop. Point blank, period. You could have very well been of Caribbean descent and been there, but guess what? You were living as a foundational black American.
Exactly.
You were influenced by the hood like everybody else in the world, which is why if you even go look overseas now, or you go look in Africa and go look over there, they still emulate what we do here. So if they created hip hop, where's the Jamaican Nas? Where's the Haitian Jay-Z? Where's the African Snoop Dogg? Like, it doesn't exist. All of the basically the movement and the motion and the trends and everything that is a part of hip hop starts here and it spreads worldwide. So we not even finna debate who started hip hop. It's undeniable. Is people trying to take claim to the fame. We'll let Lord Jamar and them argue about that. And that's another thing. He came out and dissed Lord Jamar. He dissed Brand Nubian. Like he started dissing legends in the game. And it's like, bro, you're too comfortable. And this is what happens when you allow guests in the culture to feel like they actually are the culture. No, bro, you're a guest. Without FBAs, the Foundational Black Americans that he just went up there and dissed, he doesn't exist. You're Puerto Rican. The Puerto Ricans didn't push you to fame. If Foundational Black Americans never ever played a Fat Joe song, never ever did a feature on a Fat Joe record, how big would Fat Joe be? Who would he be? If we just counted on strictly Puerto Ricans and white people supporting Fat Joe, there would be no Fat Joe. So Fat Joe need to come out and apologize, and he need to show some motherfucking respect, because no matter how long you've been in the game, you're still a fucking guest. How you feel about what he said, though?
I like what you said about, even though you may have been an immigrant, you were living the Black American experience. I think that's what we need to focus on mostly when we're speaking on who created hip hop, because you can sit up there and say, or you know, I'm from Jamaican descent, or I was an immigrant, but you were living a foundational Black American life. And when you look back from what the 70s all the way to now, y'all niggas wasn't really banging a Jamaican thing, or not banging, but claiming or being prideful about being Jamaican or being Caribbean or wherever you were from. You weren't really rocking that. You were taking the elements from Black American culture, and that's what you were presenting to the forefront. So now that we're 40, 50 years later and you have this revisionist history thing that's going on really heavily in our culture, now you got niggas coming out and saying, oh, it was Jamaicans, oh, it was Puerto Ricans, oh, it was, yeah, but 40, 50 years ago, you niggas just wanted to be Black. You wanted to be Black American, and that's what it is, and that's okay. You know what I mean? And we are all Black at the end of the day. I think at certain times you do need to differentiate, because it might answer questions of upbringing, ideology, etc. But when we're talking about the culture, Jamaicans, Caribbeans, whatever it is, they came over here and they implemented what they were experiencing and what they were around. So now that we come to this point in time, that's what it is. It is no Puerto Ricans, created it, or whoever created it. You could be around as well and not be a founder. Just because you were around doesn't mean you founded something. You get what I'm saying? You might have been the dude right next to the dude that signed the paper. That don't mean you did it. He did it. But you can definitely be an early member. I'm not saying y'all weren't early members to hip hop, but saying you founded it, knowing what it was founded off of, who it was founded, where it was, it doesn't have any credence to me.
Yeah, you were a witness. You were there witnessing the creation. You liked what you saw and you joined in. Oh shit, the B-boys. I want to break dance too. Oh shit, they beatboxing. I want to beatbox too.
Yeah.
Oh, they tagging. I want to tag too. So that's really what it was. And by doing that, and you were there during the first generation of the creation, you feel as if you created it. But like you said, just because you were there doesn't mean you were a creator. And even if you were active when it was created, also does not mean you were a creator. You were involved in something that was created. But bottom line, it was created here. Period.
What I'll say about Fat Joe, what he said in the beginning about the FBAs being a little crazy, that is a fact. But I think it's the wrong messaging, because, again, you don't appear to be Black. So you shouldn't have really even said that. However, I think he only said that because his problem is actually with Tariq Nasheed. So instead of calling out foundational Black Americans, you should have called out Tariq Nasheed, because what he's doing is exposing the revisionist history in hip hop culture. And you don't like that for whatever reason it is, because you feel attacked or you want to have that claim to hip hop's foundation. Cool, let that be what it is. But say that out loud. Don't go and then attack a whole race of people, you know what I mean, that believe in something just because there's one guy that really is exposing what we already all knew was the truth.
And what's crazy is we actually did a topic on this a while ago. I forget the exact episode, about how they're creating the division with this FBA stuff against the Black immigrant stuff. And still today it's kicking off. But like you said, if you had a problem with Tariq Nasheed, say his name. Because what it sounded like was you just dissed everybody. because it's a lot of people that fall under that umbrella that's starting to cling to that because they want to cling to something. It's like, damn, I'm black. I can't say I'm proud to be American knowing all this history. That's how a lot of black people feel. So the FBA gave them something to feel proud of. That's almost in a sense of saying, I'm proud to be an American, but we're black. So, you know, we always were looked at as like America's stepchild. So that is like a flag for a lot of black people to feel American pride. So by you dissing that, you damn near just diss everything that made you who you are, which is crazy because niggas co-signing you brought you to where you are, not Puerto Ricans co-signing you. I'm sure you had Terror Squad behind you and all that, but they don't have a big enough stake here in the game to push you to a Jay-Z, to push you to a Snoop Dogg, to push you to a Nas, to push you to a Lil Durk. No, bro. If the culture don't co-sign you, you have no motion, period, point blank. And to the extreme FBAs, a lot of y'all are goofies. And I think that's what he was trying to get at, but it was almost right message, wrong messenger. Like, bro, a lot of y'all with this trying to cause division shit, that's not the move, bro. That is divide and conquer. The sooner y'all see that, the sooner we can build and get to the top.
Yeah.
Because you fucking immigrants, y'all come over here, y'all eat up what they feed y'all. Because I know a lot of
it happens, I
know a lot of immigrants, and a lot of
it.
shit they tell me is they didn't have the experience with racist people like we did. When they see white people or they see people of other ethnicities come to their countries, they're usually over there giving out shit, you know what I'm saying, rebuilding shit, or over there buying up shit and giving them jobs. So a lot of them look at white as opportunity. That's what he told me. So when he comes here, he doesn't understand our gripe because they didn't have that experience. So when they come over here and they like, man, I came over here, I got a business, I got this, I got that. Why can't y'all do it? What y'all don't understand is everything you were able to get, we laid the foundation for.
And not only that, we know that America favors immigrants at certain times, depending on what it is, over their own people. We've seen it happen. So again, when you're able to come over here and say, I just started a business and I didn't experience any racism, et cetera, that's because you weren't brought up in the culture. You don't even have the same ideologies. And so that's where sometimes you do have to, I'm not saying differentiate, but you have to understand that these people come from over here and we come from over here. So what they think about over here is not going to be the same thing because they're on the outside looking in. So it's not just as easy as, well, why couldn't y'all just start a business and then become successful? I did it. Or why can't y'all just not have any fear of the police or institutions? Well, I don't have those fears. It's because you didn't come up this way. And I think that is a big part where sometimes we do have to differentiate. And then you look at people that come over here, and I know African people or of Caribbean descent who they didn't want their kids listening to rap music. They didn't want their kids wearing certain styles hairs.
Super fast.
They didn't want them wearing certain shit, talking a certain way. So at some point, we do have to differentiate because it's like sometimes y'all don't even fuck with it. So is it wrong for us to rock with us solely when there are people that come over from other places that, you know what I mean, take on the same ideologies and say the same shit that the racist white motherfuckers say? It's like, what do you expect? We got to have something for ourselves as well.
It's like, bro, y'all come to a building that was already built from the foundation up. And then y'all running up the stairs while we sitting at the bottom tired because we built this motherfucker. And y'all like, damn, man, what's taking y'all so long to get up? Nigga, we were building the building. That's your, like, bro, what part of that don't y'all understand? And y'all trying to rewrite history. We're not rewriting history, bro. This shit's etched in stone. So, and it was even to the point that you just pointed out was a great point because a lot of the founders who were actually there will tell you that, hey, a lot of these people that are claiming the fame now because it's cool and it's hip, when it wasn't, when it was looked at as a bad thing and it was vilified, a lot of them didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't want their kids down there hanging out with the B-boys and the tagging crews and the, man, turn that hippity hip shit off. That shit ain't even going to be around in 10 years. That's what they used to say. And then NWA came, and then Snoop came, and then Jay came, Nas came, DMX came. Like, then it was a cool thing. And then, oh shit, they getting rich, they getting money. Now you want to be a part of it. But when it wasn't cool, it wasn't acceptable, a lot of y'all culture did not want to be a part of this. They did not want to partake a part of this.
You see it all the time. You see it all the time. And that's why I'm like, it's crazy that now that we're seeing the light shined on what or who really created it, you're starting to see the differences. I just think that before people complain or try to have any say in what hip hop or how it was created, you need to just go do the history. From what we're saying, it comes from America. It comes from Black Americans. It comes from the struggle. We could sit up here and have conversations about ownership and all that. That's a whole nother conversation besides who planted the seed for this shit to initially grow. And it's Black Americans. It's really nothing else to say about it. Again, Fat Joe, which he came around, what, in the 90s? So that's already 20 years in hip hop. So how could you be a founder of something that's already 20 years off the ground at that point in time? There was already a whole bunch of acts. So I don't really understand what the point was. And Math Hoff and them niggas up there, I could tell that they was kind of like, whoa, bro doing a little too much. But this is a point we was talking about off camera where you give a nigga so many passes or he's just seen as you so much that then he finally says something that might not align with our views. You can't even check, bro, because it looks like, well, you done let dude get off this for the last 20 years.
Exactly. And this is why I said you got to check the guests at the door and remind them you are a guest. We gave Fat Joe so many passes because we looked at him like he's one of us. He grew up in the projects. He accepts our culture, and that's what we do as Black people. If you dance like us, you like our songs,
Good
hey,
to go.
you good to go. So that's how people looked at him. Even when he started saying the N-word, and people were like, he's saying that a little weird. Oh, y'all grew up in the projects, though. So we all had a friend of a different ethnicity from a different culture who was saying the N-word with us, but we accepted it. So it was one of those things that it just went on so long, it's damn near too late to try to check them now, like you just said. But this is why you check that shit at the door. Because not only Fat Joe, you had Busta Rhymes jumping out the window. Mm-hmm. You had a whole lot of these Caribbeans and these people from different backgrounds that's not foundationally Black who are a part of hip-hop and who made a name in hip-hop. Now that they made their name, starting to low-key disrespect who started it and where it came from. And it's like, see, this is why you damn near can't even allow guests, because they get the feeling like this is their house now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're seeing. It's like, nah, y'all didn't create it, or actually, no, we did. And it's like, I don't know. I just think Fat Joe got to chill out. And I think that they should have provided some pushback to bro on that interview or on that episode. They kind of
Math is not a foundational Black, because even if you watch his battle rap, a lot of his earlier battles, he used to do the Jamaican accent.
Okay, see, I didn't know that about
bro. Like I'm heavy in battle rap. Like he used to do the Jamaican accent in the middle of his battles, especially when he like try to rap like he'll rap like Biggie and then switch it to the Jamaican thing. Like that was a big part of his arsenal. So the fact that he didn't give pushback, I'm not surprised. And a lot of people saying, bro, low-key going Hollywood, you know, he's getting that big Hollywood money. You seen him on red carpets. You seen him with Vlad. You seen him with certain people where you can't say certain things or you get canceled. So a lot of his content, he's not giving pushback on a lot of shit. And a lot of the people that he used to have on his cast who would say something, not around. And that's a pattern too. If you notice, like, damn, bro, why can't you and none of your cast members stay together for long?
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a super red flag. But this is the problem with us crowning certain people in the culture, because you got to do your background on these people. We champion these people, we put them in positions, and then when it's time to perform, shit like this happens. Because we know damn well if Fat Joe would have been sitting in this seat, it ain't no way he would have been getting that off without no pushback. Fuck all that, bro. You gonna show some respect. We gonna respect you, but at the same time, you're not about to spit on the culture that created you. Because like I said, let's just all take a step back. He got an album out. Don't stream it. Don't buy it. Don't do nothing. Let's see how much numbers he puts up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Let's see how much numbers he put up in Italy or Germany or wherever the other side of his family is from. Let's remove the broke-ass foundational Blacks, like he just said, and let's see what type of numbers he put up. I guarantee you it ain't going to be the same. I guarantee you that label tap him on the shoulder like, hey, go make that shit right.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think he was way out of his mind with that. And again, it just comes from comfortability. From our culture giving him that. He felt like he was right at home. Nigga was talking like he was right at home. and that's what happened. And now people took it and it's everywhere. So he got to deal with that. He might not, because he's been I feel like he's been dealing with a certain type of pushback for years now because of the way he is. I even kind of looked at the thing like today, for instance, you have rappers like Nav, who was, you might not know him, but he was saying the N-word heavy before people said that we thought he was black. Then it came out he was whatever he was. He's like, all right, I ain't gonna say it no more. Even that to me is kind of like Fat Joe standing on the fact that I'm gonna say this because of whatever thing should have been a red flag as well. Like, if you're within the culture and you understand the negative connotation to it, etc., then it's nothing to really just be like, all right, I'm not gonna say it. So even to me, doubling down on that and standing on it so tough, to me is a red flag as well that should have been looked at from a while ago.
That in itself, this is how crazy it is. Saying the N-word in itself is a foundational Black American thing. They don't do that in Africa.
Yeah,
They don't do that in Jamaica. They don't do that in Nigeria. They weren't running around calling themselves niggas. That was exclusively to Black Americans, and we spend it in a way to try to take some of the sting off of the ER. Okay, we're going to put the A on it. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. We're going to try to make a positive out of a negative, and we made it a cool thing. Whether you want to agree with it or not, it is what it is. Everybody in the world wants to be a part of that. This is why I keep telling y'all episode after episode after episode, the culture runs shit. The culture says what's cool. We popularized a word that was so negative, it was almost like hearing death. And we made it to where it was so cool that people who aren't even Black want to say it. And is now effectively saying it more than Blacks, because as you get older, you find yourself not saying it as much as you used to. You actually start to hear it, and it kind of makes you cringe almost as you get older. So the fact that other races now have adopted that and they're saying it more than we do, Fat Joe being one of them, is crazy to turn around and diss something you emulate. Because if you're so proud to be Puerto Rican and whatever else you are, why are you not emulating that culture? No,
Exactly.
When you dress like us, you talk like us, you walk like us, you do our music. This is the key thing with every culture that comes in to be a guest. You love our rhythm, but you hate our blues. Y'all love our culture, but then y'all secretly hate us. Nah, nigga, if you hate us all the way. Like Messiah always say, hate us all the way. Don't dress like us, don't walk like us, don't talk like us, don't say what we say. Anything that we create, don't take a part in it. Hate everything, hate the culture all the way, and go partake in your culture. Because I know for a fact, if I go to Puerto Rico, they got Puerto Rican artists that make Puerto Rican music.
Yeah.
But you're not doing that. I don't even see you shouting them out.
It's
These niggas be crazy, and to you superstars and you gatekeepers, the spotlight is on y'all too, because y'all giving too many motherfucking passes. Y'all really got the voices and the power to be shutting a lot of this bullshit down, and a lot of y'all is scared because y'all don't want to fuck up so-called relationships. Nah, the relationship is fucked up when you jump out there and disrespect the culture, nigga, because you disrespected me.
And I think this is perfect timing for people to show their true colors, right? Because all of these years, niggas have been undercover. However they feel is however they feel. But now that Black Americans are trying to say, hey, this is ours, niggas got a problem. When the label execs and whoever was hitting us over the head, fucking us over, taking our money, giving us bad deals, taking life insurance policies out on us, whatever the case is, causing division, nobody had nothing to say. But as soon as a Black American wants to say, hey, this thing is ours over here, now everybody want to come out and show their true colors. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
That's a super fact, because secretly people don't want to see Blacks in power. Even the ones that are cool and supposed to be allied. The second we say, hey, this is exclusively us, they always find their way in.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, no matter what it is. And I pointed this out the last episode. I was like, damn, we could be at an all-Black barbecue just celebrating how great it is to be Black. And here come all the, hey, guess what? Yeah, we wear that too, or we like that too, or that ain't just y'all. Like, y'all not, like, goddamn, we can't have nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole lot of shit that's just y'all. And we don't even care to be a part of it. It's like, all right, cool, that's y'all shit. This our shit though. Why? Because we are the wave. We are the motion. Little ghetto kids in the ghetto are influencing millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
to where they risking their life just to come hang out.
The only problem is like if I know I could steal something, you know what I mean? That easy, it loses its value. So the fact that we have our gates down and we are so easy to access, anybody come over here and be like, well, no, I did that. I could take a piece of that because who gonna really stop me? Who's gonna check the records? Who's gonna do the work to say if I belong here or not? Nobody. There's no tradition to be upheld. There's no morals. There's no standards. There's necessarily no code. There's some of us that trying to stay on code, but a lot of us have given it up or just let anybody in because of fame and notoriety. So when you see these other races kind of, feeling like they got a part of it or they got to have a piece of everything we do, we got to be mad at them. We also got to be mad at ourselves because we've given them a piece of every transaction and interaction that we've had in the culture since the beginning of hip hop to a certain degree, where it's like, that's why they feel the way they feel.
Like if you look at Fat Joe's career, not to just be rambling on and on about Fat Joe, this last point I'm gonna make. Look at his biggest hits. All of his biggest hits feature foundational Black Americans. There ain't too many songs. I can't even think of one that's just Fat Joe on the record that people want to hear. Look how mad people was at them having Fat Joe perform at the fucking the major
World Series.
World Series. People like, Fat Joe, what the fuck? Even Puerto Ricans was like, nigga, what the fuck? Go, we need the ghost of Pun out here, nigga. Go get the holographic Big Pun and let him perform. What the fuck is
Fat Joe is crazy, yeah.
This nigga that took one too many Ozempics, got a little skinny, and now this nigga jumping out his body, nigga. No, nigga, as cool as Fat Joe was, nigga, that shit not cool, nigga.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. And we staying on code with the culture. I keep telling y'all, it's culture over everything.